welcome to the shop. This is fucking Vol.2 Ep.3. And we still can't think of anything to do, so we're doing more comic reviews. But this time, the theme is number ones. Just number ones.
Are we on? Oh yeah, we are on episode 3.
Yeah, we're on episode 3. Okay, cut me off again.
Number
I
ones.
didn't cut you off.
Number
You'll
ones,
cut
not a spoiler, but number ones that are all number twos, basically.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
How long have you been saving that line for?
That just came to me.
Oh, okay.
here's our comic panel, and without any further ado, we're gonna fucking start with Ordinary Gods.
Yes.
And,
Written by Kyle Higgins.
Kyle Higgins, he's the DC writer there. He did the Nightwing.
Yes.
52.
That was my
Apparently,
favorite Nightwing run.
He also did Radiant Black, which is a new series from Image, which is,
Yes.
you know, not
Still
too bad.
going too, so he's pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then artist is Felipe Watanabe. And I think he's worked on The Flash based on what I'm looking at right here. So both
No
of them, I guess,
relation
are
to the
pretty-
director?
No. What director?
The one who did Thor, the third Thor.
Shut up, I don't know.
Shut up!
Wow, that wasn't even like remotely close in name, my guy.
Why?
What?
It's like
Who
from
did
like
the
New
third-
Zealand or
who did
something.
the third-
Taika Waititi.
Oh, close
Oh
enough.
shit, I should
Just-
know that. 'cause you're white.
Just a lot of syllables. That's what's handy.
Yeah,
Anyways,
too many
so
syllables.
Ordinary Gods.
Yeah, back to my image.
Yes, is a book about basically there was this either other planet or other dimension that basically was broken up into a bunch of territories, each controlled by a god that is a aspect of some sort of either ideal or emotion.
Yeah.
Some of the gods decided to rebel against the one true god or king, and then the rebellion failed and they get trapped on Earth in like mortal vessels because
Yes.
they can't be killed. They're gods.
Yes.
And then it's kind of some of the gods have a better idea of what's going on, it seems, than others that are trapped.
Yeah, the
They're-
ones that weren't trapped that worked for the Emperor are the ones that are actually trying to manipulate them throughout history. Like, they try to stay as, like, a close friend or something like that. And if they're tried to be brought to the other side, then they kill them. So that way they get reborn and they can just find out where they are. And
Yeah, there's a. It's only number one, so you don't
Yeah.
have the whole backstory. But there's a sense of when someone a god is killed and reincarnated or into another body. There's not a consciousness that they are gods. So they become vulnerable to some extent, right? Because they don't know their powers and all that kind of stuff. So
But
No, they're stuck in a human shell. Like,
But
they
yeah,
don't have any extra powers or nothing like that. So.
well,
for now that we know of.
Yeah, the ones that aren't
Yeah.
conscious to the fact that they're
Yeah.
gods.
yes.
But our main character is Christopher. He's like
22.
he's 22.
Yeah, they made that abundantly clear.
Yeah, he's got some shit going on in his personal life. And then, so one interesting aspect is that there is already like a religion kind of dedicated to these gods, like the ones trapped on the planet, and they are constantly trying to find the vessels. And so Christopher runs into some of them, and they're like, ooh, they ping him.
Yeah.
They figure out that he's important, and then some things go a little sideways.
You could almost say they did an audit on him.
Uh,
Yeah.
Scientology. This is Kyle Higgins. Pretty much came up with a premise. What if Scientology was real? You know, that's literally the premise I got from this. It's still a good premise. I like the story. I love the dialogue, and I love the art. Like,
Yeah.
but to me, as soon as I saw like the reclamation booth, I was like, oh my god, this is literally Scientology. I was like, come on, man. Everything fits. Everything fits. You got like immortal beings from another world trapped on Earth, and they constantly reincarnate, and then you have this religion that's trying to find the souls of these immortal alien beings, and, you know, through audits, you know.
get out of here.
I'm just saying!
he's just connecting a lot of dots that there may not necessarily
Listen,
be dots there, but
I think
I'm just Super Saiyan, okay?
super saying. Super concluding.
Yeah. Alright, so opinions on it.
Of the three, I appreciated the art in this one the most. The art was was good, but it was there was a little reminiscent of wicked and divine, where you have gods in human shells.
Yeah, actually, you kind of ruined the book when you said that to me, because I was like, at first I was like, it's kind of cool. Then you're like, it's like wicked and divine. Then I thought about it, and I thought about it a little bit, and then I was like, fuck.
Honestly,
it is kind of like wicked and divine.
I mean, it's a similar concept, like obviously gods in mortal vessels, but I think that's about as far as the comparison goes. What they seem to be doing with it, like, I don't remember if I got all the way through Wicked and Divine, but like it seems to be actually fairly different in content and story, other than the inciting idea, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a struggle amongst the gods, and they do use humans.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't have gods
per se
without them fighting each other. Like that's just kind of
There's still much to be revealed, because I think
Oh, yeah,
I think
for
it said there's if I don't want to confuse the two, but I think there might have been the gods. They didn't name all of the gods.
No.
There was like
They didn't.
I want to say they said 8, but I could be wrong.
I think there's more than 8 because that
Yeah,
happened
there's-
a lot
there's
more than
5
8.
that were-
Exactly.
there's either 12 or 13 gods total,
Yeah.
and 5 of them rebelled, and I think we only got pretty much the 5 rebels named.
Yeah, maybe that's where I got like the 5 and then the 8 add up to 13.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
where it is.
So this just came out last week there.
So yeah,
So it's relatively new.
I mean, but there is, so I don't want to like completely victimize it, but like there is, whenever you're talking about gods, whether they come from another planet or whether they come from another dimension or they come from the heavens, right? There's always a history of the gods coming down and wreaking havoc on the mortals, right? Like, so there's going to be that, once you pull gods into it and mythology and stuff, you're going to get into those shenanigans. So it's some of those shenanigans, but there's still enough covert that you don't know what's going on. It might pull you in to read a little bit more.
Yeah, it was nicely paced. I thought it had a good pace from
Well,
start to finish.
And I definitely liked a lot of the panel layouts and the way that they transition from each thing. Like, it felt more like a TV episode
Yeah.
of how they did the action sequences
Yeah.
for each of the panels, like with the Yakuza boss. When
Just at the beginning there.
Yeah, because at first when he gets, spoiler, his freaking brains blown out, I thought it was the American dude that did it.
Oh.
And
no,
then
yeah,
when
that was pretty
you go to
sweet.
the next panel and you see,
There's a god coming out of the body.
So that was actually something that seemed weird to me, because obviously the spirit of the one god comes out of the bodyguard character
yes,
when they're like expiring or whatever, but nothing comes out of the Yakuza boss. I thought that was a little
Well,
weird.
maybe the god invaded the other person's body as opposed to the other
okay.
god who was occupying the body without conscious. You know.
Okay, yeah, I could buy that.
Yeah, but once they die, they zip bodies for whatever. We don't know
Yes.
if they zip bodies from the start of their life or not. I'm guessing no.
no, because when the boss died, that was literally 22 years ago, so it would have
It
had
was
to.
22
yes.
years ago? They mentioned. Okay, sorry.
Yes,
I didn't
they
read
did
that.
mention that.
So I guess it is from birth. They're born gods. They just do not know their innate abilities. But
And somebody was 22 years old in this story.
Yes,
yeah.
weird. What a coincidence.
Let's not get too bogged down in it. I think we've said enough about ordinary gods for now. Let's move on to our next book, which is Clans of Belari.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is written by the fucking bastards who brought to you the frontier.
Yes, and now to start with our completely
Are
unbiased
they fucking
review.
Canadian?
Yeah, they're Canadian.
Yes.
The
they're
Blackie
from
Bros?
they're from Newfoundland, if I'm not mistaken.
Newfoundland.
I thought it was Nova Scotia.
Newfies
No.
from reading right?
Because I was looking it up. They're from a town that is called Gander, and I dated a girl.
Yeah. You took a gander at her.
I see what you mean.
Holy fuck. And then it was also drawn by Daniel Main.
Yes. Riddick, do you want to kind of give us a summary of this one?
So there's clans, and they each have their own role, and there's not to cross over into any other clan's role.
Yes.
So specific clans have a specific role in the universe, and you're not to intermingle, you're not to cross marry, you're not to even consider taking on a trade of another clan.
You're not even supposed to interrupt another clan person while they're working.
Yeah.
Yes.
So really quickly, the primary laws of the Belari system. No person or clan may exit the system.
Yeah.
Number 2, no person or clan may do designated work of another clan. Number 3, clans may not merge. Number 4, any person that breaks the primary law shall be made an outcast.
Which is you are basically a slave.
Yes. Yes. So the story.
in the example of this one, just to give you a far out, like there was a lady feeding chickens. Somebody picked up seed. They pulled away the lady feeding chickens because she
let the other person.
You're not allowed to have that person.
But so the setup for the book is there's this pilot or captain of a frigate. He's from the frigate clan. I'm pretty sure they're literally called that.
They're literally called the frigate clan.
And,
the clan names aren't that original.
No. And they get shot down on a planet. Basically, everybody dies except for him and this little girl.
Yeah.
And then he's about to leave her behind, and then he feels bad, and then he raises her as his own daughter.
Yeah. Yes.
But she wasn't from his clan.
And she wants to be a pilot, but apparently she can't be a pilot, even though he's a pilot.
No,
because pilots are designated for a specific spot.
No, he got demoted or whatever.
Well, he was a captain.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's definitely flying the fucking thing. This book was kind of confusing in regards to, not the story layout, just the world was kind of confusing. At first I enjoyed it, but
for me, I really wanted to like this book a lot more than I did. Because I thought the concept was, if not original, kind of fun. And then I just kept reading it, and I was like,
The dialogue was pretty lame for the most part. I agree with you. The potential for the world building was there. They definitely went into some effort into building the universe around, but a lot of the naming and the dialogue within that universe was lame as hell.
And I don't want to go too much into it because I think Riddick can explain it better. But the art on this one was pretty meh.
Yeah, the art
super inconsistent.
It was my biggest challenge was the art was very sketchy and painterly style.
Yeah.
But then they added in digital coloring, which it was almost like it tried to clean up that sketchy kind of style, because it was very like a brush, like a very much a sketchy kind of style. But then they put in and not even nice digital coloring, it wasn't shaping it out or anything. It was just
autofill.
It was almost like there was some roughness in the sketch, and then it was trying to soften it up with but kind of the autofill.
The other thing is the book to me it felt very flat. I didn't have a good sense of depth at any point.
Yeah, and the characters, I kept feeling like they tried to show depth to character, but it just again landed flat. It wasn't really the dude, the main pilot guy. I can't remember his name.
Gummy.
Yeah,
his name is Gummy.
He flip flops literally every 2 pages.
Yeah, his character is very inconsistent.
I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but I've watched Frontier. I'm guessing they didn't do it on purpose.
I'm going to expose my ignorance here, right?
Yes.
But how much of this is similar to Dune?
I thought you were going to say how much of it is similar.
No,
I was kind of curious about that too because I've never read Dune.
Because Dune, I understand it's planets, but each planet has its different role, right?
They have houses instead of planets, right?
Yeah, but it's basically this house is in charge of the spices. This house is in charge of this. This house is in charge of that, and they're not to cross.
Yes. With Arrakis, it was different. Most prominent houses would Arrakis, Dune. The sand planet. Anyways, with Arrakis, it would be the different major houses would take control of Arrakis at certain times. So it would be a handoff as part of the spice production.
So I don't know. Just it's out in space, clans, planets, houses. It's there. So there's a lot of familiarity, and again, the older statesman who adopts, although he gets her as a kid, but then 10 years pass or something like that. And so she's a teen now.
Yes.
But there's still that, shh, don't let anyone know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's also a bit of a smuggler on the side.
Also, I'm guessing, so the one rule that they don't actually touch on at all in the first issue is you can't leave the system.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing is going to be some sort of big end arc plot thingy where they're either gonna have to leave or something's gonna come in from out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm willing to give it maybe another issue 2 max to see if it does anything interesting, but that's
I've watched all the seasons of fucking Frontier, so I'll give it another couple of episodes.
And then finally, we got a book from Dark Horse, right?
Yeah. Masters of the Universe.
Revelation.
Oh my god.
Revelation.
Bastards of the universe, man. These fucking bastards confuse
All right.
the fuck out of me in this series.
Swing us in, Sandy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the prequel, supposed to be the prequel to the upcoming Netflix series, created by Kevin Smith, but it's technically not created by Kevin Smith. It's created by Rob David. But they created the plot for this prequel. Who was it again?
Were they on drugs?
Yes, mostly.
Were they on time drugs?
I'm trying to remember who did the script.
Even you're like the He-Man. It doesn't matter, but you're like the He-Man aficionado, and you're stumbling.
So I think the problem with this,
The comic isn't that great.
I think the problem with this book is that somebody forgot to tell Kevin Smith that a prequel is supposed to establish things, not just throw crap that you're already supposed to know at you.
Well,
absolutely.
He established something. What the fuck is going on? Like, that is definitely an established question.
I literally read it, and then I had Sandy explain this page to me. And he
Yeah.
explained it. It still didn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
Explain this to me.
Like unless
Who's
you
this person?
unless you know the He-Man lore for the most part, you're not gonna, as an average reader like these guys, like you're not gonna know anything about He-Man or anything by the time you're done this issue.
But-
Recant that statement as an average He-Man reader.
Yeah, I'm not an average.
no,
reader.
no,
We're not
You guys
average
aren't
readers.
average He-Man readers. Like
no,
as
we are
average
Not
comic
average,
readers in
average
general.
fucking
Hang on,
comic
hang
reader.
on.
Motherfucker, what?
I would say that we are the average He-Man
He-Man
reader
reader,
because
yes.
we've never read it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
probably will never again. Probably will
But-
never again.
No, absolutely.
So let's actually describe the plot of this a little bit. Basically, the book opens. The king is hella paranoid about something.
Is he hella paranoid? Or he
yes,
just can't
he's
sleep?
he's paranoid. He can't sleep because
the
he's
book
paranoid.
told
about
me
his
that
sound.
he was being paranoid, so he's being
Yeah,
paranoid.
but I don't
king.
believe when people say things. He didn't look or seem that paranoid.
Well, he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, but
Fair.
they forgot the show don't tell. But anyways,
Yeah, I guess.
and then all of a sudden he's attacked by this interdimensional beast, and nobody knows what's wrong with him.
That's strike two about being paranoid. You can't be paranoid if you're right.
Yeah, but until you're right, you're paranoid.
But he was
So I guess,
right.
but the Beastie comes.
And then they're all like,
Scooter.
"Oh no, what are we gonna do to save the king? We'll have to just go back in time because the beast was scared of He-Man's sword. So clearly, sword."
I don't know why.
We have to find out why he's scared of the sword.
Is there a name to that sword, Sandy, or is it Sword
It's-
of Power?
It's the Sword of Power. The Sword of He, which is a Trollin word for power. So Sword of
He.
Power.
That's
So they changed up.
sketchy.
So yeah, He-Man goes back in time. He sees the origins of the sword, which they changed the continuity of how the sword was created once again. They also changed the fact that Hero, the original bearer of the sword, who was given the sword to give to King Grayskull, is now King Grayskull's son. And he has two sons now, apparently. And one of them bites the dust from this interdimensional creature, because that's when he first appears.
Did anyone follow that? Because
Yeah, I
I-
read the book,
and I still
and that was
I kind of got he had two kids.
yeah.
Hero.
He definitely had
He-Man.
two sons.
One kid had blue hair. One kid had yellow hair. One I don't know. They just
Yeah, how did
Wait.
a black father have two white kids?
No, he had a black kid and
one was
white.
the
I guess,
heir.
one was white. Yeah,
Yeah.
one was black. Yeah.
The heir was.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, split them 50
All right,
51
apparently-
one for the dad.
Apparently, I understood this book even less than I thought I did.
Yeah. So like
Well, it was
the
kind
book,
of written out
like
confusingly.
because originally this series, not just the comic book, but like the TV series that's coming out, it's supposed to be catered to the fans that know the lore of Masters of the Universe.
No,
But they're making so many
yeah.
goddamn changes to the lore, like the fact that Hero is now King Grayskull's son, like shit
I
like
don't-
that, and apparently King Grayskull had two kids. Like it's craziness.
I don't know if they're catering it to the old. They always want a new audience, right?
No,
Like, so-
absolutely.
so-
but
again,
they're
you wanna-
they're doing a terrible job of.
You want to throw in.
explaining
You want to
everything.
throw in some Easter eggs, but you don't focus it entirely upon
a basket of Easter eggs.
upon stuff
Alright.
that nobody understands.
Well, I mean, so we've shit on the story a lot. How about the art?
Even worse.
The art was worse. You know what the worst part about the art was He-Man's booty is too big. He has no ass. Well, I'm telling you right now, when your thighs are that thick, you're gonna have to have an ass, man. The artist was just
True,
bad.
true.
So
I was very disappointed in the size of He-Man's ass. It was like literally flat.
I got the sense. I got the sense that it was almost. I think it was drawn digitally. I think it was done on an iPad.
Oh, for sure it was
right? Or
digital
like a
art.
tablet. Which generally speaking, you draw big and you shrink it down so it gets tighter. I think this was small but it blew up, so it exposed a lot of the crappiness in it.
Yeah.
And in particular, there was two not one, two double-page splashes that were no reason to be a double-page splash. No. Normally when you have a splash page, it's because there's a lot of stuff going on or something you want to highlight. Both these splash pages were like people in the foreground looking beyond.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, this comic felt so last minute. It felt very last minute. Like, we gotta get a comic out.
Like, I could have seen,
you know what I mean?
having not seen, Spenny tells me that the show comes out next week. So not having seen the show, I don't know how much it supports it, right? Maybe they screwed up the timing. Maybe the first show is supposed to come out, and then this kind of fill in some of the blanks on that. Regardless, as it stands alone. I don't know what's happening.
Even then, you can't have the thing that you're prequeling explain your prequel unless it came out first.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
So, anyways, here, just also for those that do read it, it's not Skeletor apparently because there's two guys
what
with
do you mean?
yellow
so Skeletor
skulls.
doesn't pop up at the end?
No, who is it?
No, the Skeletor's at the end.
Yeah.
No,
But
you
the
told
other
me
one,
it wasn't.
you're talking about the one that King
Globo.
Grayskull goes to see.
You told me
The
it was,
one that King Grayskull goes to see is Scareglow. That's the other one.
Yeah, and you know what the difference is between Scareglow and Skeletor?
That's Mike Mignola.
Not really anything.
What do you yes?
No, not really.
So for him, yes, there's not really anything, but for me, there's a lot of differences.
They
But
don't say,
But
hey,
so-
Skeletor.
Now, in terms of like Masters of the Universe comics, I would definitely rate this as probably one of the worst ones out there.
Bruh.
Like Eternity War, that you had Dan Abnett on. Like, that was an amazing series. That is like the definitive Masters of the Universe comic that people need to read. This, like, as a first, like, I'm just like, wow.
And it's
It's
not even a Kevin Smith thing. Like Kevin Smith did the plotting, right? But
Yeah.
Kevin Smith did an excellent job with Daredevil. He did an excellent job with Green Arrow. He made it accessible to
decent with
other people,
Batman.
right? Like there's things there that I was okay with, but this is like, yeah, I like it's almost like us four decided to do a comic about what just happened before we turned
But
on the
I
video,
feel like
and nobody else knows what
And
it
they
is.
included time travel.
Okay, so I think I would say that Kevin Smith is inconsistent at the best of times, but I think that he's at his best when he's working on something that he wants to be on, and I feel like he wanted to do this TV series, and then somebody said, "Hey, you have to do this comic too."
Yeah,
and that's what
I agree with that.
Okay, Kevin Smith is also a son of a bitch at marketing his own shit. So, like, the guy loves to work inside of his own universe. So,
Yes, he does.
I don't think.
But
anyone
at the same
opposed to this
time,
idea.
I
think
didn't
he might have
think.
done it.
No, but I agree with Spenny. Like, I don't think he wanted to do a comic. Like, I think this was literally last minute brought upon him. It's like, you need to, like.
Let me check on the call.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, Kevin. No, but it feels like this was a last minute comic.
Oh, for sure.
It really does feel like a last minute comic. Like, outside of, like.
The story
Like,
made
you know
no
what?
fucking sense.
This comic should have been packaged with an action figure and be one of those little ones that come in like
The mini comics that
the
they
mini-
used to come
There
with.
was,
the
there was
page
one,
Yeah.
there was one thing that made sense. Why He-Man and what's it, Prince Adam
Yeah.
are
Yes.
separated. Because King Grayskull didn't do that with his kid Dara or whatever his
Yeah.
name is. And because of that, they found out. And you know this because one of the skin or the snake dudes,
Hiss.
snake men,
Yes.
General Hiss.
literally tells him, he's like, well, you know, if you didn't want your kid to get fucked up, you should have used a secret identity.
Yeah.
It's like,
Which I
okay,
thought that was
that's
kind of
fucking great.
ridiculous.
That was very ridiculous.
I was trying to
was like-
rationalize that earlier because it's like, okay, so wait, people would only want to kill you
Yes.
because you have the power, not because you're
He-Man.
king.
Well,
Yeah.
'cause I guess He-Man is like the champion of that.
Yes.
Government,
The
right?
title of the He-Man is like something that is passed down through the ages of
Yeah.
Eternia.
That's why you have
Which they do not mention at all, but
No.
I can guarantee they'll mention it in the cartoon.
Well, they also loosely mention it when he's talking to his son about which crown
Yeah.
to take, right? He's like, well, you know, I wanted to be He-Man when I was a kid, but I had to be king instead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, there was a good chance you could have actually shown that there's a difference between Prince Adam and He-Man, like, in terms of, like, he's hiding. And is he hiding from his pops? Like, his pops
Yeah, his
doesn't know?
parents don't know. There's
How
only
the fuck
three
he
people.
looks the same? It's
There's
just-
only 3 people that know about
He-Man
his
is
secret
Prince Adam.
identity.
Okay, well, there you go. And they did a bad job at showing that, too, in
Yeah.
the books. So I guess
Alright.
it is for, like, you have to be big with He-Man lore to get into
Yes,
this book.
you have to be. And even then, it's horribly, like, a lot of the stuff is horribly explained. Because if you want people who know nothing about Masters of the Universe to come in and read this, they're not picking up anything from this.
Yeah.
But I think that's enough said about that.
Yeah.
let's rate these
One
books.
sec, there's one last thing. That last page with Skeletor was fucking horrible art, man. Like, I swear to God, that person drew it.
I think it
3
was small. They
minutes
got
on a
blew up.
shitter.
He didn't even go yeah.
No.
What? That's the
Well,
only
it's hard
thing.
to capture the comic.
All right, so lead us out here, Spenny.
All right, so
We'll just do 1, 2, 3 rating system. Simple.
sure. Fucking Ordinary Gods.
1.
1.
1.
Clans of Belari.
I think this is gonna be the exact
Yeah.
same too.
Yeah,
It's a week too.
it's a 2.
Here's
Fresh Clans
two.
of Bel Air.
Here's a revelation
Not that
for you.
good.
Master of the Universe is like 5 again. Like it's not.
Yeah,
even-
I was literally gonna say the 5. Damn it!
Let me ask you the hardest hitting question you'll ever receive in your
This
life.
this bottle was a better comic than the Master of the Universe.
Oh goddamn, Riddick.
Hot damn.
Riddick, let me ask you.
Yeah?
Masters of the Universe or Vampire the Masquerade? Which one's getting that? Which one's the real number 5?
You know what? You know what? I think Vampire might have squeaked up to 4 and Masters be 5.
Oh shit!
I told you it wasn't that bad of a comic.
Alright, so you got it here first. Probably not really, considering all these comics came out last week. But fucking in
I bet nobody else compared these 3 specific comics though.
Yeah,
And if
exactly.
you did, fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. So yeah, there we go for the fucking this week's episode. There, fucking buy these or don't buy them. Fucking
The only one I would say buy is that
Dookie.
no, well, I don't know.
I think
Ordinary
Ordinary
Gods.
Ordinary
Yeah,
Gods was actually good.
Yeah,
It was just in a
Even
bad
though
week.
it's a reference to Scientology.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Are you saying it was good
in
in comparison to these two things, or
I'm
just good in
I'm
general?
saying it's good, but it got lumped in with a bad week that brought down
Yeah.
our opinions
Yeah,
of
yeah.
everything.
I'm kind of.
I would think it should have elevated it. If these
No.
two are so bad, that one should have gone big.
No, because when you're.
But it was
stuck in
good. There was
shit,
good art.
it's
There was
just
good art.
shit.
Yeah.
I appreciated the art, but the story in all 3 were a little lacking.
Kind of lacking, yeah. Just
Yeah, but when you have to deal with this and kind of this, that brings
Clans
that
of
down.
Belari. Also, what's with these last 2 books with the weirdest endings to them, man?
Yeah,
They're just
well-
shit unexplained and just fucking here you go.
No,
Here's
but
that.
we gotta end it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's really.
You know what I mean? But it's
That's
like a
really
shitty cliffhanger.
Well, I'm gonna invent the time machine and go back and kill Sylvester Stallone, so no one ever. Does cliffhanger.
But that
one
means
ever
we
does
won't get
cliffhangers.
Demolition Man.
Wait, so Sylvester
He did the
Stallone?
cliffhanger after Demolition Man.
Sylvester Stallone
No,
invented
well,
the cliffhanger?
he
Is
never
that what I'm
understood
hearing?
what the
The
seashells
first time I
were.
heard the term cliffhanger was from the movie
Cliffhanger?
with Sylvester Stallone. Cliffhanger, yes.
Yes.
Okay, but that's the term. That doesn't
I
mean the
know.
principle didn't exist.
I
Yo,
know.
okay, so you
I don't
can tell me
Laserdisc.
these books can make no sense, but I can't make no sense. Get out of here! I have a right to
Yo,
make no
you-
sense.
I honestly,
I'm gonna flex that, right?
when you said that, I don't even remember how this one ended.
That's
Like
what
it's
I'm
already
I already changed the timeline.
It's already out of my head.
already
You've already changed the timeline.
And you know what? One real last quick note. We got a motherfucking problem. We have a fucking pandemic on our hands because there's celebrities. I don't know if you'd call the writers of Frontier celebrities, but they're probably Newfoundland celebrities. And they're getting all over this fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we really got to get into the nitty gritty
These the boys. That
Well,
of celebrities.
But you also didn't even recognize our special guest this week.
we weren't supposed to recognize them.
Oh, we weren't supposed to recognize him?
No.
Okay.
Well, that can get cut out. That's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy. Chief.
Fucking phone was going off.
Oh,
Anyways.
there was your chance to answer your phone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
you didn't even take it.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had to have my phone here and just answer it and just talk over you guys.
Next
Alright, how
time,
many
will
cuts am I gonna
Spenny
do?
answer his phone?
I may call Spenny from
One
the table.
cut.
Yeah.
Next episode 2, we're gonna try to talk about something outside of reviewing comics, just so we can have a little bit of a rounded show, at least a crescent show. Something doesn't have to go all the way around. But yeah, fucking thanks for tuning in if you're watching. Oh, Richard Sherman, man, I hope you're doing okay. I doubt you're watching this, but fucking sucks what happened to you, man.
What do you mean?
Mental health is a serious thing. Take care of your shit.
Yeah, man.
Richard Sherman, man,
Yeah.
he got fucking hammed, and then he ran up on his ex-wife's house, his in-law house, and then
He
Yeah.
probably, you know what? He was probably being controlled by Skeletor with that headset. That
maybe he read He-Man and all he had
Went
was
back in
questions.
Yeah, he had a mental breakdown. He's just like, oh my god.
What's happening here?
That was a bad fucking story, man. Out of like all the He-Man stories, that is the worst.
Yeah, to all the He-Man fans out there. You're fucked anyways. Like, there's not much you can do with that guy. He's kind of bone dry.
Spenny out. So are we.
Yeah, oh, we were out like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
Max, why were you sitting sideways?
Oh, to be even more off this
More
side.
off the- Yeah, okay.
Yo, thank you for letting me have my tangent.
Yeah, okay, you're welcome. I didn't even know that was a tangent.
That was my tangent.